Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today is May 14th, Thursday, another day, another trade. Let's get into the breakdown of markets. Coming in, we did have whoa, slow down. Coming in, we did have 7:30. Okay, that's just going way too fast. Coming in, we did have 7:30 news, and I woke up thinking that the news would have actually did something. Where's our news? Our news is right here. And as we can see, it didn't really do much. We actually low-key swept out our Newsweek before. So it's like, this isn't the same case that we had yesterday. So I woke up thinking that we would be looking at news, but looked at news. This news candle didn't do anything. And let's just start from the 4-hour. Once again, we're just super bullish. I'm gonna clean this up one day. Someday I will. But coming in, we created this wick right here. We created this candle right here. And at this point in time, I thought we were gonna inverse this 4-hour gap. And so I marked it out, but the main gap I wanted to keep an eye on was this New York PM low. That was our 1-hour gap. It's a 4-hour and it's a 1-hour gap. So this was the gap of the day that I was looking at. And when I came back at like 9 a.m. at the 10 a.m. open and saw this gap, I was like, oh wow, we really respected it. And from there, I was like, okay, I can actually look to be super aggro for my trade. And yeah, so we didn't end up disrespecting that 4-hour gap. You see, once again, we had this 1-hour bullish gap. It's a 1-hour, 4-hour. It's a New York PM low. I thought that was the draw coming in. And I'm looking for a tag into this one where we sweep out our liquidity and we just go higher. But coming into market, we just failed to do that. I went back a lot. Okay. We just failed to do that. Right? Let it get there. And so coming into market, as we could see, we did create this SMT at the lows, but we just failed to take out, once again, this is that New York PM low and that 4-hour gap, but we did create an SMT at the lows. Coming in, I was super confused as to why, but we did on the daily. I believe there is, no. I was confused as to why we failed to sweep out these lows. And, we just ripped up, how many points is that? 200 points. That's about 230. And so I came in and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a play. Created an SMT at the lows, super bullish reaction, took out London. Potentially we're going to go take out Asia. And I was like, dang, I'm not going to get a play today. But, off of this bullish reaction, we are obviously going to create a 15-minute breakaway gap. We're going to create a 5-minute breakaway gap. And so I said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit. And when we tag into that, I'll go from there. And also, I'll talk about this really quickly, but potentially if you were to try to look for a play, I'm not usually taking CISDs with no IFEGs, but we do have this CISD right here, right, with an SMT at the lows, and we're trading at all-time highs. I think this could have been a good play if you strictly trade CISDs, but I saw it, but I wasn't too comfortable taking it right off the open, 831. I used to see plays like this where we just manipulate, and then obviously we have our draws once again right here. So it's like, how can I take a CISD for longs when we could potentially come to about these lows? Anyways, created this 5-minute 15, and right here, this was the only gap at the time that I was looking at in live time. And so I wanted to potentially see this gap get inversed, obviously to take longs to our highs, right? But just looking at this reaction, we just reacted so negatively off of it. And right here, we got to tap into our 5-minute. Actually, 1 second. We can see right here that after we wanted to rebalance this price range, we had this nice V shape. And that is one reason why I was going to be so confident taking this trade right here. But once again, I wasn't gonna front run it. I haven't felt too comfortable front running gaps in these conditions. I think if we're gonna go long, we're gonna go long regardless, and I don't need to try and snipe an entry. So I was waiting for this to inverse, and as we could see, we just didn't inverse, and we ended up projecting back into this range, and we got another 5 gap tap. Now from here is just there are 2 gaps on the chart. This one and this one. Once again, I'm super bullish, and I know the model. It's an internal to external model. We've created this nice bullish reaction. We have now traded internally, and we are trying to get out externally. It's so simple, especially with the gap tap, mitigating the gap and then inversing out of it. And we just see that play out. We see that play out on live time. Right here, I get my entry. Right here, I get my entry. I believe it was 584. And I'm just taking it to the highs, right? And we get this nice, strong bullish reaction. I did go break even at this internal high. This gap didn't pose to be any resistance. I didn't like this reaction, so I ended up closing out once we took out these highs. And that was my trade for today. Super simple. As we could see, got in at 584, got out 639. No wrap cap in my game. So about a 40-point win. Yeah, 40-point win. Nice reaction we're getting once again. Another 5 gap tap we had. Get this nice 1 minute IFEG just now. And it's like you could just take these for longs again. You go break even right here and you're taking it to the highs. This is probably even I don't know if I'll say it's better, but this is a nice play in itself. But yeah, I hope y'all boys caught a dub. That's it for today. Why not?